we have an unusual treat for you today. It seems that a couple days before Christmas, a fellow named Dan Keller from Modesto, California, he's a serviceman for pinball machines, called me and he said, Todd, he said, I'm doing service at the Museum of Pinball, which is in Banning, California. And they have boatloads of pinball machines and classic arcade games. I mean, hundreds of them. And he said, how about if I do a tour? I said, well, how can we do that? And he said, well, I have my cell phone. So we did a Skype tour of this incredible museum. Now, yes, the focus is wishy-washy. It's our first chance, but you're going to see some real rarities, including a mechanical Lucky 7. That's one of the frames from it. And the focus does vary, so you got to bear with us. But Dan was very gracious to spend 2 hours. We did a test run first, and then we actually filmed it. We have permission from John Weeks, the owner of this amazing place. And we'll have all the links to the end of the thing at the end of the video. Listen, let's not stop any further because this is a long one. Let's go right now to the Museum of Pinball. This is Dan, and he's going to give us a guided tour of the Museum of Pinball. Dan, what city are we in?
We're in Banning, California, Todd.
And this Museum of Pinball is open to the public, isn't it?
A couple times a year. They have an annual show in January. It's coming up. Their second show is coming up January 15th through 17th. Did we start walking through the pinball room?
Yes. Dan is here. He was hired to come out and fix games. Now, Dan, I want you to try to walk slowly.
Okay.
Yeah, oh, good. There we go. That way the people can see. Look at these massive rows of games. Now, Dan, you're there after hours.
Yes,
So you were given permission by the owner to give us a walking through tour. Okay, Dan. This is the first aisle as soon as you come in the door, right?
Yeah, this first aisle as soon as you come into the pinball room, yeah.
And this aisle looks like late model Stearns.
Yeah, this is the pretty late model, you know.
Go nice and slow, Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, these are Data East. I see Data East. I see Your Ass Is Mine Park. I see Star Wars. Tales from the Crypt, Monday Night Football. Gosh, does he have every one? Wow.
He's missing only a few, man. It's only
Does he have a Torpedo Alley?
I think that's one he's missing, unfortunately.
Ha! Well, I had one. I had 2 or 3. There's Secret Service. Is that Secret Service? Yeah. And then Laser Wars, yep. Oh, he's got... Oh, does he have them? Wait a minute, Dan, turn back and look. Does he have them in the order they were released? No, he doesn't. Okay.
No, I'm trying to help do that.
Yeah, for one exciting moment, I thought he did. That would be really neat, wouldn't it, folks? Now, look, there's some early. There's Lucky 7, Early Williams. And he's got a Lucky 7 and a Hot Tip. They're digital, right? Or are they mechanical versions?
These are the digital versions.
But I saw earlier that he has a mechanical version of Lucky 7, I think.
Yes, he does. I think on this row.
There's Dealer's Choice, Space Odyssey. Oh, man. We wish, of course, the pictures were clear, folks, but we're lucky that Dan was able to do this. He got permission to do this special video of a video. Oh, there it is, right there. There's a mechanical 2-player Lucky 7. Nice and clear there, Dan. When we're not moving, it's clear.
Well, that's good.
Let's stop there. Jive Time, Skylab. These are... I always like these Williams single machines. They had a nice skinny head. And you know I like skinny, Dan. There's Big Star. Look, go back to Big Star for a second. Nope. I know you can't hear me well. I was going to... Because the Big Star, they had another one similar with the same woman with the afro. Because some of these games are add-a-ball. And there's Big Star. There it is. Now notice the back glass is very similar to, I think it's Superstar.
Superstar, that's it. I was wondering. I knew that.
That's
game.
right. So Superstar and Big Star, one was a regular, 3-ball or 5-ball game, and the other was an add-a-ball for those cities that didn't allow, or states that didn't allow gambling. So you had to have an add-a-ball, and they just changed the back glass, and of course the electronics had to be changed. Tropic Fun, what a nice collection of games. Alpine Ski.
Look at these cabinets.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I always like that one. The little shelf one. You could put your sodas and drinks on that. And then we had a problem with one where the kids would stand on it. They would actually climb up and stand in it. So they got rid of the shelf model. They had a specific name for that, too. There's Paradise. Oh, they're very nice. Look at that. Now, Dan, are you good at Aloha? That was the, you know what? See that Aloha? I'm going to tell you something. That was literally the first game that I bought for my uncle's boat dock down in Tennessee. I had already had a few mechanicals, but this was the first machine we purchased for him to install in his game room down there. And that made a lot of money for him. I think, gosh, was it a dimes? I think it was 10 cents for one play and a quarter for two. Or a quarter for three. I think that's what we had it set up for. I just don't remember. Look at that. Oh, look! God, I wonder if that's my uncle's old machine. Oh, gosh, wouldn't that be neat? Wouldn't that be neat? See, folks, these are bringing back memories. There's Jumping Jacks. There's a neat game there. That's really nice. And Big Shot. Look, more mechanicals. It's a mechanical's dream. I'm going to turn my picture off. We're still experimenting with this. Filming of a Skype call. Look at this. Now, can you estimate, Dan, how many mechanical machines are here?
Oh, man. I'm going to say probably 350.
Now, I have a question, Dan. How long have you been here working on games? I understand you live about 6 or 7 hours away. There's Roller Coaster. Oh, wait, go back to Roller Coaster for a second. Folks, this may be the first game with a wire form. Go down and show them the roller coaster part of the ride right there. Do you see that, folks? That lift, the ball actually came up off the playfield on a miniature habit trail sort of thing. And down again. Could this be the first machine to feature that?
It's stuck. That's why they had it off.
The traditional the computer desperately looking for that every closed switch, and if it or open, and if it didn't find it, it wouldn't start. It would just keep searching.
I better keep walking or we'll never get through these. I'm serious.
What's funny, when people call me up on the phone, they say their game doesn't work and it's mechanical, and they don't know what's wrong with it. I say to them, is it doing this? Yes, that's what it's doing. I said, yes, I know. Look at this. Isn't it nice? What time is it there?
I think it's 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock California time. It's 11. It's 11 o'clock here. So it must be 8 o'clock there.
It's 8 o'clock. It's 3 hours earlier.
Right. Yeah. Okay. And we're here late because it's Christmas time. Look at this row after row after row after row of machines. Now I understand this man owns the building, and yes, he has a flat charge to get into this treasure trove of wonderful machines. Oh my gosh, look, room after room. Dan obviously couldn't turn them all on. He has all the switches on at one time. So people, when they come in, when he's open, obviously, everything is on free play. Oh, wait a minute. Stop right there now. There's two identical machines. Are they both the same name? No. One's Domino.
One's Add-a-Ball.
There we go. So isn't that neat? Now, look, there's a good example. It's called Playmates. Okay? Add-a-Ball. So You can,
Awesome.
instead of getting a free game, you get an extra ball, and then, of course, the traditional. Obviously, they made a lot less Add-A-Ball machines than regular machines. There's a mechanical Evel Knievel. Not many of them around.
Oh, look at this. We've got both versions of the back glass of both machines.
Okay, can you show the folks the differences? All right, you'll have to go slow. Stop and then wait, and then good. Now your camera is now recording nice and clear. Okay, now on this glass, what are we looking for?
This is the non-star, I believe, glass.
Okay, so we're looking over in the lower right corner of the screen.
All right, let me see if I can. Oh, wait, here we go.
Bear with us, folks. He's got it turned on. Where shall I point?
I'm not sure which version is which.
I think the stars were over the boobs, weren't they?
Yeah, maybe both these are I guess the non-star back glass. I thought he had one of each, but I guess I'm wrong. Looks like they're both the non-star.
We're looking in the two different spots here. What about right here?
They look to both be non-star because I know that. Oh no, there it is. See the star?
Okay, there's a star. All right, now freeze there for a second. See, Dan, your camera has to sit there and record for. Go back to the star and hold your camera still. Okay, here are the stars right here. Okay. All right, now go over to the other glass. And there's only a couple stars. Okay, and we seem to have some issues right here. Okay. Alrighty. There we go. There we have both versions.
I heard that the management said it was too racy, so they had to edit it later with the starred version.
Got it. Okay. Well, that's good to know. And here we're into another room.
Now we're in the same room. Same room, just a different row.
A different row. Okay.
The same room.
Now, you obviously got some of the game switches. Apparently there's boxes and boxes of electrical boxes to turn on the switches.
Yeah, I don't know where all of them are at, obviously, and some of the games themselves are turned off, so it's a little bit of a juggle. This is the tech area in here. It's a really disastrous mess right now.
How many games do you think you repaired so far?
I've repaired about 20, a little over 20 Sterns, those classic 80s Sterns.
Okay, good. Now, I understand that they've put you up, you have a bed there and you're staying over.
Yeah, he's putting me up, so, because I live 8 hours away, he's putting me up, so I've just been staying until he kicks me out, I guess.
Now, surely you're going to go home for Xmas, right?
I may stay here. I don't have anything really planned for Christmas that's pressing, so I may stay if he wants me to stay and work. I told him I have no problem with it, so it's up to him.
I'm hoping he's going to have a big, giant steak dinner waiting for you.
Yeah, I know. He might bring me something. Okay, you want to start on this row? This is
yes. Let's start on that. I'm going to turn off my video now. Okay. We're trying to figure. Okay, now here we have the Revenge from Mars. Your classic. Get close on the tag, right there. How he identifies the machine.
These are. We've been having some volunteer tech days, and they identify just kind of what they've been doing to them.
Okay.
Writing and stuff, and that's what all these tags are on the machines right now. So.
Okay, there's Cactus Canyon. That's a classic. And, it was a disaster when it came out. Circus Voltaire. Nobody wanted. That says check fuses, right?
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Yep, it does. Okay. You better check them, young man. Okay, NBA Fast Break. And, of course, there's a beautiful color display in his Scared Stiff. Attack from Mars. With a color also. And there's who plays it, who wants it, who done it. That's it. Who done it?
Well, they did a nice LED job on that one.
That needs a color display badly. I don't know if they made one for that now. I don't know if they there. And of course, the Shadow they do have a color display on. So
I got it. Adam here.
well, of course. I mean, everybody has to have one of them. And now, how many have been updated to LEDs?
Just a few scattered ones, like the Who Done It. Not too many. Most of them are traditional.
Do you know how much of electricity he will save when he converts every single machine to LED? Now, I would think, you know what he could try? Now, this is something I think would be kind of neat. On the Add-A-Ball and the regular games, the mechanicals, he ought to have regular light bulbs in one and LED in the other, so people could see a side-by-side comparison of the two games.
Be an interesting idea.
Yeah, you suggest it to him, and if he takes me up on that idea, tell him I want him to buy me breakfast when I'm out there.
All right.
Now, wait a minute. Stop right there. That's a black rose? Okay. Good. Yes. That is a game that I think is so terrific, and inexplicably, it got kind of dropped by the wayside. Look, and then Doctor Who is to the right. And, yes, and, oh, you know what? We just got a creature tonight. A creature from the Black Lagoon just came into TNT, along with a Strange Science. It was an odd pairing. The man owned two games in his house, Creature and Strange Science. Bugs Bunny, I happen to like the game, but I'm partial to Warner Brothers. But that's crying out for LEDs. Because it's cartoon. Now, there's a misunderstood game, Radical. Everybody that has bought a Radical from me absolutely loves it. They love it. Great shots on that. Great ramp shots. Pool Sharks is an odd one. I do like the talking shark idea. You know what I always thought? In the game show, same cabinet, but still innovative stuff. I always liked the fact that these games were so neat. They were sort of like, Dan, a brand new movie that wasn't a rerun. There's a Blackwater. In other words, you know how they do a remake of a movie? Well, Radical and Game Show and all those were just completely different. Now, see the City Slicker. I had 3 or 4 of them come in. An odd game with an awful back glass. Just awful. And it didn't play awfully well, but it was definitely innovative. Now, he has done some neat stuff to that. Can you slow the camera down just a second? Hold the camera still. Just for a second, baby.
Is there supposed to be a remote for that?
Yes. Kurt mentions that the original game had a button that a second player could control a flipper in the center of the playfield. And he could try to keep you from hitting certain targets. But I understand that only a few went out that way, and that was the end of that idea. Kurt, we had like 2 or 3 of them, right? Remember the one man that bought it from us? He thought it was the greatest game on planet Earth. He never would trade it in. There's a nice hard body there. Sort of an ugly glass. That's the first game. I always pointed that out. I think it's the first game with mirror blades on the side.
Yeah.
And somebody pointed out that it's actually to give you the mirrors in a gym, which is probably what they were thinking. But officially, it's a mirror blade. Black Pyramid, we desperately need somebody to make a reprint of that playfield overlay. Somebody's got to make an overlay for that. Because I have 2 Black Pyramids that have lousy paint on them. A nice rare Cybernaut. I'm making a plastic set for that we'll be selling. Gold Ball, that's a neat game. I have a very nice Understanding Pinball video that explains all the secrets of Gold Ball. Look at this nice era of Bally games. This is great. Wow, what a nice era. Now there is Lady Luck. Was that the first one with the new board system, Kurt? Oh, gosh, am I getting... No, 8-Ball Champ was. I think Lady Luck was number 2. Now, there's a little bit of info. By the way, on that Lady Luck, that was the first game to use a Bally game to use flash lamps since Embryon. So Embryon was in 81 and had flash lamps, and then they had no more flash lamps until Lady Luck. Grand Slam was made as a 2-player, but if you take the glass out, there's spaces for the other 2 displays.
I know someone that sold the 4-player Grand Slam.
Beat the Clock. I have one of Beat the Clock in the warehouse. Not much to do in that. That's and BMX, which it sort of has a design reminiscent of the gym one.
Hard body.
Hard body. Oh my gosh. You know, it's very late here, so and how many of these were made? My goodness, tons of them. And Spectrum, a beautiful, wonderful game. Oh my. And so many, you know what, nobody will like it. I threw a Spectrum out, unfortunately, when nobody wanted them. And poor Centaur, they got so much play. What that's possibly the nicest game outside of
Advertising is cool.
the advertising is so nice. It's incredibly innovative. God, Bally was so innovative. And Xenon. Oh my.
Yeah.
These one and Vector. Look, there's Vector's such a great game. Oh my gosh, you're killing me. All lined up in one row.
I did this last time.
Oh my gosh, look at this. And 2 8-ball deluxes. You're killing me here. You're killing these people. They're going nuts. Oh no. Now slowly pan the camera back so we can see all the games. Look at this. Oh, the Fathom. Beautiful piece of equipment. Reminds me of Sea Witch, but gorgeous color. And the Electra, the amazing Electra. God, I love. You know, this is the era. This is the era, people. This Medusa. How can you not love that? And the Flash Gordon, we're actually going to be shooting a video. It's going out Christmas Eve. These are the ones. This is it, folks. These are the best games of all. It really is. Look at this. And he's got them all. They're all lined up. That 8-ball deluxe, you told me something special about that 8-ball deluxe. Can we share that with the people? This is something most of you don't know. Look at the difference. That 8-ball deluxe there. Do you see the displays there? Now, pan over to the one next to it. Yes. Notice that's the traditional one. But this man has found one of the rarest of the rare 8-ball deluxe prototype. And you were going to see something. Dan shared this with me last night. Dan, can you open this up for everybody? This is going to excite the daylights out of a whole bunch of people.
Yeah, you're going to have to give me a minute to...
And Dan, while you're doing that, can you tell us about this system? Because I didn't know anything about it. I know, yeah, we're looking down below, but can you tell us a little about what we're about to see?
All I know is they produced, I guess these were a test model for the board set that they were considering trying, and apparently they never implemented it because I think it's the only machine that had it. So,
do you know how many of these were made with these unique boards?
Well, I think just a handful. There's some based on Internet Pinball Database, I believe. Very, very. I dropped the key. Yep, I'm a dunce.
You imbecile! I mean, Dan, you shouldn't be dropping the key.
Stupid.
Oh, Curtis! That's Curtis in the background back there. Where are you, Kurt? Kurt, come into view. Oh, that miserable. I'm busy uploading. Can you believe we're doing another video over here? So I am trying to upload too. I may be able to get this video up during the Christmas holiday. Oh, good. Let me turn my camera off. Wait a minute. I'm going to turn my view off. Video, stop my video. Good. There it is, folks. Do you see the Bally logo right there? Look at this board. I've never seen anything like it. That one is called the Interfacer. Lamp drivers and momentary solenoids. Do you see the words, folks? Okay. The board is similar to the system. If you notice the layout here, similar to the Baby Pac-Man driver board, but nowhere near like it. So there's just, now here's the logic board with the EEPROMs on the top. It's an awful large board. And there's this, yes. What is that? That's your standard one, right, Dan?
Yeah, the Squawk and Talk, the standard Squawk and Talk.
Now, did this board, does it play? Oh, look, let's get a close-up of those displays. Okay, look at that unique display there. That's the credit window display. And then yes, and now look. It looks just like the 7-digit Gottlieb display. Did you say they light up blue?
Yeah, they got blue things on the back.
Oh, okay. What color then do the displays light up?
They light up white.
White. Okay. It looks like they could be fluorescent. Are they fluorescent?
Yeah, they're just like the Gottlieb tubes, fluorescent. And look at this on the door.
Aha. Huh, I could make a call home. Actually, you know what? That looks just like the 6803
Yes.
system. Well, no, it doesn't look just like it. It's similar. Bally, everybody, all these companies, you know, were thinking ahead. They were thinking, what are we going to sell next year? See, if you're a smart businessman and you're running a company, you have to think of what's happening next year and the year after. I mean, Williams was certainly doing it when they came out with Pinball 2000. And I thought the idea would have caught on, but unfortunately it just didn't. Now, these here are more traditional classics. I was never a Silver Ball fan. Nitro is, I thought, a very nice themed game with a great soundtrack. Look at that beauty. Oh my goodness, isn't that pretty? Now there's one. Now Viking, look at the colors on that back glass. And now Dan, can you slowly show us that beautiful, gorgeous playfield that somebody has put LEDs in? Look at that. Isn't that nice? Dan, can you start this game so we can hear it?
Oh yeah, this game's awesome.
Does it have? It doesn't have speech though, right?
Oh, no speech.
Okay. Similar sounds to Silver Ball, I guess.
Yeah. I can't play one-handed.
Well, I can't play at all. So right down the toilet. Oh my. Good.
Here, let me kill it because it's gonna make noise here.
That's all right. Let's move on to the next one. Oh, yes, the beautiful Mystic. Oh, and look, he's got the 3-dimensional. Do you see that, folks? Dan's pointing it out to you. Originally, they had light bulbs behind it. This is an overlay. This glass is actually clear. There's an overlay that sticks over it that has an eyeball. And what's the other symbol? I can't quite see it. If you hold.
An eyeball with some sort of like arrow or something. I'm not sure what it looks.
It's actually on the playfield too. And behind that, there's a chamber with light bulbs in it, so it can flash between the two. Now what they did, it was too expensive. They got rid of it, and they just put regular light bulbs behind it. So that's one of the rare ones, one with a chamber. There's this skinny speakeasy. Look at this. See, they were thinking. They were clever. They have add a ball, and they got rid of the tradition. It was still 3 balls a game, but you could win extra games. And it was designed to go in a smaller bar, so it didn't look so big. And it was supposed to look classy, which it did. So the playfield is identical in size. The head's nice and skinny. Really clever and smart of them to come up with something like this. And it's just 2-player. Frontier, rarely seen. The only Frontiers I've ever seen have had worn-out playfields. Just heavy play. And is that one worn? It looks worn.
Well, it's very nice. It needs shopped out.
Okay.
Very
Hard
nice.
to tell, yes. Okay. He's been able to snap out find some good ones. The Rolling Stones, boy, Mick really projects on that clear glass, doesn't he? He's really bouncing around on the glass. Now, our standard kiss, that apparently is not running, but what is it, 18,000 of them made?
Like that, yeah, it was a big
You know,
number.
I used to retail Kiss for $3.99. That's how much we sold them for. $3.99. There's Playboy. Of course, as you could obviously see, we just sold one. A little seen Dolly Parton. They made a ton of them, but boy, did they disappear. Now, at the Three Stooges Museum in Mill area of Philadelphia area, there is a Dolly Parton that's been converted to a Three Stooges pinball machine. Somebody changed all the graphics on it, made it into a Three Stooges, and we service it. But it is deep down, it's a Dolly. Our six-player, $6 million man, an idea that did not catch on. We got, is that a stuck 7? It looks like it's stuck in. It's stuck on some kind of switch. Is somebody coming around and pushing the test button on us?
There
we go. There we go. Now, oh, you were telling me you were changing the batteries. You're taking the batteries out and you're putting in. Tell the folks what you're putting in.
Okay, if you want to valve the stern, you must get the removable NiCads off of your boards. So there's two options. You can buy the NVRAM that plugs right in, which is actually easier. It's a little more expensive, but it's literally $50. I know of a link to get them for like $15, $16 ship in the U.S. And they just plug right in. All the valleys are in a socket, so if you buy the new RAM, it just plugs right in where the RAM chip is here. So anyone can do it. But since he's got so many games here, it was a lot cheaper just to buy the memory capacitors, and I'll just solder them on the board for him. So I've been doing that all day long.
But look, do you see that memory capacitor? Now that looks just like the little holder I put on that has a battery in it. And the batteries we find are lasting 3 to 4 years, and they're only $1 at the store.
Right.
So as we get our games traded in, we are upgrading everything to the little round cell.
I absolutely love Embryo, and I think it's just such a cool pin.
Yep, beautiful pin. Little known, misunderstood, and people didn't give it two craps about it until recently, and now people love it. So.
Oh, check this out, Todd. I didn't tell you this. I don't know if it's plugging on. Man, how come it's not turned on? This is a home use only flash.
Ah.
Look how beautiful it is.
Oh my gosh, look at that. The buttons are gorgeous. Look at that. No graffiti. Nobody scratched hell's bells on it. No. Go a little slower, baby. There we go.
Just perfect.
See, then your camera gets nice, clear pictures then. Yeah. But it's as dead as a doornail.
Yeah, I don't know if it's unplugged or if I just missed a breaker. That's really easy to do around here.
Now, World Cup, which is, I guess it's okay. It's definitely unique. The beautiful, gorgeous Time Warp. And we just posted one. Absolutely stunning how beautiful the Time Warp is with LEDs.
Oh, this Phoenix is beautiful.
Now, guess what? We have a Phoenix that's almost done. This poor guy's been waiting. He's probably watching this video, pulling his hair out. Where's my Phoenix? It's going to be worth the wait. It's going to be worth it when we're done with our beautiful Phoenix. Now, there is an Algar. I did a very elaborate high-def video on all the terrific rules in this beautiful wide-body Williams. It's beautiful, and there's so much stuff to do in it. It's packed with rules. I mean, they use every bit of info on those ROMs. They use every possible tiny piece. Stellar Wars was okay. You need a button battery. Oh, you know what? Go back to Stellar Wars real quick. I want to show the folks something. Look on the play field. I used to have people drive me nuts. Do you see those, the numbers that are lit? I'm pointing at them on the screen. People used to say, these lights never go out. They never go out. And I said, well, they're all, some of the lights are, even when the computer's not running, they stay on. And I try to point that out to them, and they just don't understand. Now, Scorpion, another neat two-player game, and this one, I believe, see the display down here, the master display? This was the first game I ran into that used this paddle here. It was discrete. It had rows and rows of transistors instead of chips to run the board. And I remember having big trouble trying to switch the master display out with another one. Is that Contact? No. Yes, it is Contact. I have one of them in the warehouse. I only sold one all these years, and I have another in the warehouse waiting for somebody to order it, which they're not doing. It's kind of, yeah. It's got the swinging target in the center. It's very skill-oriented. And I remember the guy that bought that from me asked me to put a post in the center between the two flippers. I can't tell you how many Gorgars we've sold. Oh, just a lot. And that's been beautified. Look at how beautiful that is now. So somebody has gone through that and given it the works. Now this one is a war. You know what? I only had a couple Warlocks. Great game, fast, and fun.
And it's a copy of Blackout, what it's next to. That's what's so ironic. It's the same layout as Blackout right here.
Blackout, of course, I think did it a little better, but beautiful. Look at that, all gorgeous and LED'd up. Now there is how firepower should look, folks. Isn't that pretty? Party. See, look at that. It's all happy now. I think these games appreciate it when they're cleaned up and they're looking nice.
Another rare one.
Well, I tried to vend that. I couldn't make a cent out of it, and I think that's why they didn't. I put that out in location. Nobody wanted to play it. Gorgor and Kiss, all they made money. That didn't make any money. Now, this one I did well with, Time Fantasy. This is the unusual half-glass system with a speaker up front. I thought that was a very good idea of Williams to be able to direct the sound right to the player. The sound sounds so much crisper that way.
Absolutely.
What an odd back glass this one is. Yes, the Barracuda. That game I had one that just gave me so much trouble because it has a lot of computer-controlled coils. Oh my gosh, it was trouble. A good playing game, well-coordinated speech and sound on this game. Oh boy, you got me yawning, Dan. I'm so late. Now, Cosmic Gunfight, I think, was the first pinball machine where your left flipper could move two lanes, and your right flipper moved two others.
Yes.
I
like
remember
double lights or something.
That's right. And I remember we got a brand new one into Temple University's game room. I was the game room manager, and they brought that in, and boy, did that get played. Everybody loved it. And very hard to find Solar Fire. Not many, and I already heard Pharaoh, so I know Pharaoh is coming up. The two-level games that are so unique. The Black Knight, nothing special to offer. A terrific game, but I've had so many pass through here that I can't get excited over the Black Knight anymore. I'm sorry to say. I would get more excited over a beauty like this. See. And Jungle Lord was really a clever theme. It didn't sell well, and it was another game that they closed out because they were stuck with it.
Todd, you notice this is the rare red cabinet version.
Oh, look, I didn't notice that. Wow. This man has tracked down some terrific rarities here. Now, here is the Mighty Pharaoh. You have to watch my video on Pharaoh. Now, somebody just commented on it. There we go. Now, here is a more common laser cue. Alien poker copy, unfortunate, but
here's a rare one.
Yep, the Starlight, I think only 100 made. We just sold one. We shipped it overseas, I think to the Netherlands. Now look at the rollover. Go back to that. Go to the center. Go back to Starlight. Now go down. Now the rollovers here are all red color with a white insert, and they're lit by a single bulb. Now Phoebe, at the Pinball Expo, she put clear ones in, and she had different color LEDs at each one. I thought that was sharp. The one I sold, the guy didn't want us to do that. He wanted the original lighting, and that's what we did too. So some people like to keep it original. The Grand Lizard. We rented a Grand Lizard in a Colin Farrell thriller that was filmed in Philadelphia, and it was in the gangster's hideout. And there was our Grand Lizard, but it was turned off. They didn't turn it on. And
here's a tip, Todd. As you know, the Grand Lizard here is making a lot of buzzing in the audio, and it's probably because they didn't screw down the screws around the audio amp on the main CPU board. They probably left the screw out.
Yep, the Phillips screws. That's correct. That gets rid of a lot of your audio hum. You are correct. The Sorcerer. We just did a service call, and a guy bought a Sorcerer from us 23 years ago and loves it. And he has no intention of getting rid of it. And the first of a series of 3 amusement park classics. And of course, Space Shuttle used the same board system as Comet. So, I think, let's see, Sorcerer did.
Sorcerer, Space Shuttle, and Comet used the System 9.
And also the System 9. The only other game to use the System 9 was the Strike Zone Shuffle Alley.
Space station?
That's high speed. Got the same grounding problem.
Oh, Kurt just asked, does he have a space station? Did you see one of them around?
Yes, he does. I see it in the lineup here.
Why wouldn't he?
He better have one, or I'll kill him.
Everything.
Now look, there's it. Now there is the famous Bonsai Run 2-level. Very expensive. When that came out, it was almost double the cost of a pinball machine. But from what I understand, I never owned one when they were new. They were just too expensive. Now, Big Guns, we just delivered today. A beautiful LED Big Guns.
Look how giant the head is. It's so big.
Actually, in the video, as a matter of fact, the video is going live tonight, but we show the empty space in that head.
Oh, okay.
Yep, and there's your answer, Kurt. Space Shuttle. Space Station. Now, Space Station has the best high score initials sequence I've ever seen in a pinball machine. They have the greatest putting in your initials in I've ever seen. So try to play one and get the high score, and then you'll be thrilled with the show you get. I can't get excited about that game anymore. We had too many, and there's so many glitches. But once you get them running, they're fine.
This one's going to do that.
Rock and roller games. We're delivering one tomorrow. It's going out for Christmas. And Kurt, is that ready for me to test?
Beautiful one on the planet Earth.
Oh, wait a minute. Did you just hear? That's Steven in the background here. Now wait. Let me see if I can get him up here. Here, wait a minute. Let me put the video up. Steven?
Yes, sir.
There we are. There's Steven. Can you folks see him in the corner? Steven, is that the most beautiful one on planet Earth?
It's gorgeous.
Our roller games. It better be. And look, Swords of Fun. There. Look at the spelling of that. See, if you look there, this lady, the story with that game, and now go up and show the title of it. Look at that now. And I said, what game do you own? She said she's calling us for a service call. So she said, well, I don't know. She went downstairs and she said, okay, it says Swords of Fun. It was so terrific. Oh, we laughed for days. Swords can be fun, can't they, gentlemen?
When they're cutting your head off.
That,
What's the schedule for tomorrow for the 2 pinballs? That's what I'm...
okay, the 2 pinballs. Kurt, can you find us a... We are on the fast track for Christmas deliveries. I don't know if we've assigned times yet.
Well, I want to know, because I got time left on both of them.
Well,
I don't know what I have.
Jack's to Open is going to Jersey. Is Roller Games done?
Roller Games is done.
Okay. And
Jack's
what's...
to Open, I got the red still to do, and a little bit of touch-up, one to Monopoly, and then see you next year.
Next year, next week, we have games people are screaming.
I'll be away for a couple days.
Aha! You got to do Hurricane before the new year.
I'll be in Boston.
Hurricane won't take long. Hurricane will be fast. In and out.
Yeah, we'll give it a quick shop job. We'll shop it out in 10 hours instead of 30.
You don't care.
I care. Wait a minute. Wait, they're showing Joker
I'm
Z.
trying to figure out what time I have to actually be in here tomorrow because I'm going home now. I'm exhausted.
It's midnight.
Okay, Steven, can you come in at 11 or 10?
Well, I can come in at whatever time. I just needed to know what time these games were supposed to be going.
Nothing's going out in the morning.
Okay, that's good to go.
Yep.
Thank you.
Good night, baby.
Good night.
It is rather late here. It is 11:36. Okay, now we're back to police force. I'm going to turn my camera off. People are probably tired of seeing my face. Listen to that bass.
Riverboat Gambler is really loud.
There
My
we go.
goodness, someone turned that thing up full blast.
What clodhopper did that?
I don't
We
know.
just
Let's
delivered
see.
a funhouse. You know, I forgot to shoot a video on the funhouse. We just delivered one. And, you know, some things slip by. Yep, there's another. Is everybody getting, like, going nuts here? I think they are. We've been shooting quite a bit of video here, Dan.
Yeah.
the machine.
Wow, look at this. Talk
Yeah.
about FP job. Look at
Yep.
this.
There's a nice bright one.
Wow.
Another yawn there, gentlemen. Oh, Hurricane. That's going out next week. Guy said if he doesn't get it for New Year's Day, he doesn't want it at all. But after they go, I see a logic board ready to go in that game.
Yeah, it's having blues.
Oh, yes. See, people don't realize that these are great games, but they're still 20 years old. And electronics and capacitors are drying out, and cold connections. Isn't that a nice effect? All created, optical illusion created by 5 multiplexing circuits to make that a beautiful illusion. That's got the color display in it, I see. Yep. Yep. And Bram's Stoker's Dracula. That drives people nuts when I say that. Oh my God.
Wow.
Full color. Mark Ritchie's smash hit.
Oh, the display down on this one. Amazing.
Huh.
I
A
think it's
sternly worded letter to the owner.
fine.
There we go. Now, is that a color display on the demo man? No, it isn't. Okay.
This one.
I didn't know if they programmed one yet.
Oh no.
We're buying a lot of them now.
This one's got it.
Yeah, we usually offer a deal if somebody adds in a color display. We don't add the full cost. We don't add the $425 in. We actually give them 150 credit on the original glass because we can move that into another game.
Right. That's
So
good
we allow
deal.
somebody to upgrade to a color display very much cheaper than anyone else would. Now, you don't see many, very few Johnnies were made. I think we only sold 2. Oh, yes. The most beautiful. That is my 5th most favorite pinball of all time, Pinbot.
This Jackpot, though, the sequel.
That's the sequel, but Pinbot is the original classic, and that's the one I always liked. Jackpot plays very, very well, but it doesn't have all the same sounds, which is of course disappointing.
It's too modernized.
Go back to the Congo. What color cabinet is it? Is it full color? Yes, it is. Yes, there were black and white cabinets of that too in art.
Arabian Nights, DMB.
Yeah, we have a nice video of one. Now, that was interesting. See that Arabian Nights? We did this beautiful Arabian Nights with all the LEDs. And for the first time in our history, the customer called me on the phone and he said his wife does not want the LEDs anymore. He wants the regular light bulbs. He says, just come back and switch it out and you can keep the LEDs for your time. So that's what we did. We went out and put all 44s and 555s in and converted it back. There you go.
Yeah, well, everyone kind of looking on everything. It's really a disastrous mess right now.
Yeah, it's a lot of money in this.
And then over here is really the fun row. This is all the late model Stern games.
Yeah, I think we should walk by them because our video is going to go on and on. There's that beautiful Mustang. Isn't that nice?
And then the Tron's amazing.
Oh gosh, yes.
Tron, sorry, this is Star Trek. I'm sorry. Tron's down the road.
See, everybody is getting all excited. They're going to figure out. Now look at the speaker grills. These are the neat options that people give you now. Now, do you see the display on the Avengers is green? You can buy displays from Xpin in any color you wish. So you don't have to go with the old ugly orange. You can have red, blue, green. I'm sure there's a couple other flavors there. A lot of people haven't seen these. They certainly haven't seen them in one place. There's an awful lot of money resting in it. The limited edition Transformers, I never had one. We've had the Decepticon and the Autobot and then the regular.
And he's got the limited Tron, too. It's gorgeous.
Look at that with all those beautiful lighting.
And this is a personal favorite of mine. I love this game.
Yeah, for some reason it wasn't a hit, and I don't understand.
I like it. I've been playing it a lot.
There's the Iron Man Vault Edition coming out soon, by the way. So
Another one?
Yep, it's going to be basically the same game, but it'll be a special limited run. So they will hold their value, just like all the Stern games are. Almost every Stern game you buy, you can sell for what you paid for. Amazingly enough.
Because there's so many games, so we can try to at least give the people more of an idea.
Look at that. What a lineup. Eh? I guess you didn't think Stern made Stern many games, did you?
These
Now
are the
we
ones
go
I've
into
been
the-
working on. All these classic Sterns, man. These are
Classic.
really
Now that
cool.
first one, go back to that first one right there. I'll bet people have not seen this at all. Free fall, a really neat looking piece. Although it does have a big wide open play field, the color and the layout is so nice.
Orbiter.
Yep. You either love it or hate it. Most people hated it.
My bad. I missed a breaker. I had these on earlier. I missed one somewhere.
Now there's another one you don't see. Spaced split second.
Still going?
It's still go. Yes, it is, Kurt. We haven't even gone through half of the place.
Holy
I don't even think a
crap.
quarter of the place.
It's amazing.
Yep. There's Viper. How many were Vipers? You told me, was it only like 200 of them or something?
Do you ever have one of them?
Yes. It has that goofy center thing. Go down and show the thing in the center. That thing that spins
Yeah, it's
and
really
fires the
bizarre.
ball out. It's very
I
bizarre.
don't remember us having that.
A wide body, yes. It's a definite. Here's a pretty game. The Catacomb. Very pretty. Like me, Kurt.
No.
And the Beautiful Lightning. A misunderstood game. The ball's stuck on the playfield. It actually falls into the hole and it stays there for good. And now Quicksilver had the neat lanes. Go to the top, the roll-through lanes. Okay, do you see those two center ones? They're computer controlled. And it's interesting. They look like they're GI, but they're not.
Right. They flash.
That's
it's
right.
really interesting.
Yeah,
It looks
right.
great.
We see
I
we have a
noticed that.
bulb out, but I'm wondering if that was possibly the first use of the flashing GI.
I think so. I caught my eye. And this is a really cool game that I've been playing. This game is really interesting and just so different. Stargazer.
Don't remember that.
That's a beauty. I don't know if we had one, Kurt.
That doesn't look familiar
I
either.
don't think we had a Stargazer.
That's neat.
Let me fire this up. Listen to these sounds. It's just, hang on, if I can find the button. Sounds like Fathom, the background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just really, really bizarre.
It's cool.
Well, of course, Meteor.
Ugh.
Well,
It's hard to see them.
yeah,
So many
yeah.
of them.
See, he didn't mean that in a bad way. Meteor is so much fun, but we've just seen so many of them. We just can't get excited over that. Now, Galaxy, we've had a lot less. People have now discovered the neat features of the Galaxy, trying to get to the different planets. And this one here, now let me see now. 9-Ball. You know, 9-Ball, I thought was a great game, but it loses track of the ball. Somebody said it's something to do with the programming. It was like never finished. Magic. No Magics out there, Kurt. I don't know if we've had a Magic. Maybe we had one
I think we had one.
years and years ago. Now we did have a Dragon Fist last year, right? We
Last
sold it at
Christmas, I think.
Last Christmas.
Kind of fun.
I guess. I think Black Belt is better. So, if I had a choice. Now that one, what the hell? I've never
is
seen this
that?
one. I've never seen one.
Cosmic
Cosmic.
Princess.
I've never seen one. I've never seen one. It's got the similar. Well, it's a newer computer because see how the advertising's going.
Mhm.
So I was going to say it almost looked like, a little like Dracula, but very
It's got the tech board in it, so it might be doing more flashy than it normally would.
no, that
No.
they can't alter the programming. Wildfire. Now you know what I liked about Wildfire? The drop targets there on the left. You try to spell wild, and then they reset, and then you try to spell fire. We have some bulbs out there, and I'm not happy. I'm not happy. I'm going to write such a letter. I always thought this was awful, but
I agree. It is awful. Now this is a home use only Ted Nugent that was never operated. Look, in the factory, and then the start button's over here.
That's neat.
No coin gear was ever installed. Pretty interesting.
It's very interesting, except the gameplay. I'm just kidding, folks. Oh, sign!
Wow, nice.
Well, I'm willing to bet now that's the ugliest artwork on planet Earth, and boy, it looks like it's all peeled too. Is that peeling?
Yeah, this game's in bad shape, unfortunately.
I think what you should do is ask him when he comes in tomorrow. Ask him what day they take out the big garbage. Tried it. And Memory Lane. Yep, the chime coil stars. Now we're into the mechanical era.
Yeah, and then the Gottliebs are mixed between System 80 and System 1 in this whole corner.
Does he have an Asteroids Annie? Can you show us Asteroids? Yep, there we are. Look, the famous one-player Asteroids Annie and the Aliens, the final System 1.
And this is the tournament area.
Okay. And look, television sets up on behind it. So you can see them as they play the tournament. And the famous Varcon. I see a sticker on it, not for sale.
Now here's something, Todd, that I think your viewers are going to find really interesting. This is all besides the Capcom, but there's a lot of import games in this section here. I guess I missed the breakers somehow.
Yes,
these are the Capcom here, but then you get into game plan, and then you get into some really crazy import stuff.
That's the 777. Right there, that was Air Agent 777. That was such an odd back glass. The game plan stuff. Cyclops, they said only a few were made of Cyclops. Or maybe it's the Sea Serpent one. Oh, we had a Captain Hook we shipped to someone. That, I think, had a programming glitch. Remember, Kurt? It was something we couldn't figure out, a certain pattern. Now, see Lizard, see the green lizard in the center? Came out at the same time, it came out a few years before Grand Lizard, but that lizard pulses. There's a circuit board that makes the lizard pulse in and out nice and slow. Very clever. Now, what's that thing?
Oh, some weird one.
What's the title of it? Show us the title. Allegro, is it? Is that a TV with the screen? What's that thing up there on the back glass? What's that? Is that a television set? It is.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a color. It's a little TV set.
What year is that game?
That'd be 1980, 81.
And here's the weird export stuff here.
Huh.
That's bizarre.
Huh.
Dolly Park. Sorry, it's pretty dark over here.
Oh, there's Vern. That Vern's World. That Jules Verne's World. That was at the Pinball Expo.
And then you got it's Hercules in the corner. This that he has.
Stupid man, right?
Yep.
And of course,
not working, of course.
Now, Kurt, don't be nasty.
That never works.
Now, what's that? What is that one?
Is that Orbiter? No.
Well, Pistol Poker, but the one next to Pistol Poker, that one. Is there?
Motor Dome.
Oh my gosh! Get away from that. That should be off. Okay.
Yeah.
Now that looks like a speakeasy. Of course, whole different theme. And it's the Playmatic Corporation. You know, in fairness to Playmatic, their stuff worked and stayed working for a long time. There's the rare 4 million BC. And very few service calls on it. Campus Queen. Kurt, do you think I'd make a good Campus Queen? Super Bowl. Oh, I don't play tennis, so we'll move on to the next one.
That one's a kit. You see, this was a kit, like the game, I believe, or it might have been an export. No, but the game's an export. So.
Yep.
This is the one. Note that it doesn't say Bally, and there's no captured ball.
That's
this
right.
Is the Belgians version of it.
Yeah. Now hold there, real still. You see, Dan pointed this out last night. Right there where that flame is, that should have been a clear window, and inside was the little steel ball. When you were collecting the bonus, magnet would turn off and on, and making the steel ball go up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. It was just for an effect, but it was sharp looking. And then light bulbs lit up the little panel, and it was
look
great.
At the bumper clips, they're different than the U.S. version. They're white.
Huh.
It's really odd looking.
Mars Trek. Rather than Star Trek, we'll make it Mars Trek. And
Yeah, no doubt.
And we won't have to pay any copyrights. Now that's got to be the worst title for a game of all time. I could see the guys down at the biker bar saying, "Hey guys, do you want to go and play Butterfly?" Oh. Yes, there's my Bone Busters. It's not mine, but, I happen to like... Now, there's a neat-looking theme. Star God. Can we see the playfield on that thing? I wish it worked. I'm gonna have to come out and spend like a month here and film.
No, you're going to have to teach Dan where the power switches are, man. I just can't find them all.
Oh, my.
And this is all the Zachariah stuff in this corner.
Yeah, look at that. Isn't that nice?
I've never seen
Todd, walk into the other room, because we've basically seen this whole room.
Yeah, we have.
So I'm going to walk a little faster now so that we can get into the other room.
Crazy.
So I guess you can edit this part out.
No, we like seeing you walking and stumbling. Now, if you were to fall, boy, that would be terrific. Splat. See that? Look at this. This is deep.
Stern stuff.
Yeah. We're going back. We're passing the stern. This man must have over $10,000 invested in this place.
Yeah, okay. Well, check this out. This is the EM room.
Oh, you were telling me about this. Yes. Look at this, folks. He's making this room. Is that correct? He's getting this room ready for opening. Mm-hmm. And there's the Gottlieb, all mechanical, neat mechanical stuff he's collected. Look at this stuff. Isn't it beautiful on the inside? Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Now that should be in a museum.
Well, it is a museum.
No, it should be in an art museum. It should be in an art museum. These are works of art. Look at this. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. Who made that one?
Chicago Coin.
Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Now, Monster Gun people like. That one has been out there. A haunted house for the 8-track player, for the background sounds.
I just tripped.
Careful.
Oh, boy. That would have been great if you landed on the ground.
Hey, look at the bench, though. Look how cool that is.
That's what you tripped on. Poor Dan is lugging this camera around.
That's cool. What's that game?
That is neat. Isn't that neat? Bonanza.
Oh, look at this one, Todd.
Oh, look at the gosh! Now there must be some. Is it just a black light? Look how beautiful that is. Look at that in the background. See that? Isn't that sharp? It's an 8-track playing.
Stuff up top and then.
Wow.
It's really hard to play with one hand.
Oh, this is neat.
The car goes back and forth. You got to try to hit it. There we go. Game over.
Okay, Richard.
Wow, this one's just got. I don't know what this one does. Let's see. Oh, look at this one, Todd. Wow, that one's loud, but made by Alloyd.
Wow. Now, see, this is stuff people just will not see anywhere except at this marvelous museum.
Look at this.
Gunfight. In color. Rated R.
Hey, check this out. I helped him. I had this in my personal collection, and he didn't have a lower disco. So, of course, I working a deal with him so that he can end up with it because he needs it for his collection. So I was glad to help him out.
Very
Yeah, check
nice,
this
Dan.
out. This is the arcade room. You get tired of playing pinball, you just walk through the hall, and you got an entire room of
Arcade Ateria.
Is it dying?
Wow, look at that. Classics a go-go. A 2-player Warlords. There's good popular games. Arabians. Many were converted. Beautiful color in that. Triple
Wow.
punch.
It's really loud in here with all these.
There's 2 Three Stooges. Possibly the only place on planet Earth you'll see 2 of them next to each other.
Yeah.
Both not working.
He doesn't have all the breakers on, Kurt. Now there's a game we finished for somebody. That one there with the trackball there. That's a neat game. One of our collectors had gotten one of them, I think, 2 years ago. Doug. His name was Doug. Look at the beautiful art on that. In our wonderful battle zone.
Hey, it's got the step at least.
Yes, it does. Well, you didn't have to step. The game would tilt over and fall on top of you. Now, the Xeviouses are now in those multi-cades, so people are being exposed to Xevious who never would have seen it before.
He's got a really pimped out Paperboy.
It's different. Now, there's a game nobody seems to want. Nobody has any love for X-bots.
Or Zybots.
Or Zybots, I meant Zybots. Oh, God, I'm going to get ripped over there. A second Xevious?
Yeah.
There's a rare dedicated escape. Kurt and I are thoroughly enjoying this, aren't we, Kurt?
That's cool.
Yep, we're both watching. We're both watching, enjoying. Yep, there we go. We're Jedi, we sold 2 of them in 1 month. I think one went to an arcade. Let me turn this off now. Let me find this. Let me turn off our video. I just had to show you that we were still here. Some standard... Uh-oh, there's a sticky note on the ass turds. There we go. Lunar Lander. A sticky note in the Tempest. All right, Kurt, write a letter. Write a letter. Is that a second gauntlet, or did we pass?
Yes, the second one.
Okay. A beautiful Super Sprint. You know what you can do? See the Super Sprint, 3-wheel, and that's a 19-inch medium res monitor. Richie Knuckles put a 25-inch medium res. He took out of a 720 that was demolished. But you can get one out of a cruising. It fits in the cabinet. It actually fits beautifully. There's a baby Battle Zone. A little mini one. Now look at the bottom of that Battle Zone. You can see speaker grill where the speakers are. They actually built a chamber. They put, he's got blinker lights in there.
Wow, this tubing's really turned up loud.
Yes, it is. But the Battle Zone Cabaret, they have a... My gosh. Is the is the display working on the top? Is it the waterfall?
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. It's hard to tell. The video, I remember when we were making our video, we couldn't record it either too well. And look, an Assault right next to the tubing. The 2 skinny, that's the skinny series. Similar to me. There's a Major Havoc. Is that a dedicated Major Havoc or a kit? Oh, that's a kit.
Looks like a Gravatar conversion.
Excuse me. Yes, they had kits. They had kits. This is really nice. That must be a second Tempest then, because I saw one with a sticker on it. There's a Discitron.
How big is this building?
Regular Tron. Oh, do you know what the square footage is of the building here?
I'm not sure. I think pinball rooms.
It looks like 20,000 square foot. Oh, now look. Now that's sacrilege. Go back there. Some clodhopper has put in an LCD monitor in that game. Our only LCD monitor in the whole place. Sacrilege. There we go. Look at that.
Super Pac-Man.
Very few people see Pac-Manias. I still have 3 of them in my warehouse. I like the game. And of course, your first Pac-Man game without a joystick. Pac-Land.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. No joystick. There's a granny and the video pinball series. And as you pointed out to me last night, the only place you'll see both a Timber and a Tapper, the 2 T games next to each other. Where's the root beer Tapper?
Yeah, really, huh?
Now here's a great game. There is a really fun game, Space App. I have a mini one. It's a black and white monitor with the color plastic over it to make it look like color, obviously. And there's a mechanical Seawolf variation. Domino Man. You'll never see another. And look at that neat front. Stop right there. Look. Isn't that neat? Are they are the dominoes 3-dimensional, Dan?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to show you. They are.
Wow, look at that. Isn't that neat? Yeah, the guy at Ballet, I could see the guy at Ballet says, yeah, we'll put some 3-dimensional dominoes on the front of this game and the kids will flock to play it. Oh, God, I'm mean. Oh, yes. Now, go back to that game real quick. See the rip-off? That was the first game. I went to an auction in Philly, and Stan Harris had a rip-off there, this Vector game, and it sold for $100. And I know they were furious. And it sold it to me. I won it for $100, and I had it out on location. It made its money back. Problem was it was very hard to keep that system working.
Especially in your driveway when we were selling them.
Now careful, Kurt.
Back in the day.
Kurt. By the way, you should be aware. Kurt has been with me since 1983, Dan.
Oh, wow.
When I started selling games out of my driveway in '84, he was there.
Covering them in the rain.
Yes, we covered them up in the rain. We kept them out there all week long, covered them with tarps, and then we sold them on the weekends.
Wow.
Wild Western. And there is,
Zoo
we called it Zoo Crapper, yeah. But next to it is Zeke's Peak, the ice cold beer. This was the candy store, the coffee shop variation of ice cold beer. They changed the theme music. A 2-player Operation Thunderbolt, the continuation of Off-Road. The only value that has, I will tell you, is for the monitor inside. The rest of it's awful. The beautiful, incredibly clever chiller. Very clever, very innovative from the folks at Exidy. What a beautiful... That board was huge, the logic board for that. And you already know from my favorite venture, but I never liked that crummy joystick. Just never liked it. Now there is an interesting game. See, now it appears to be full color. See?
But it's not. It's an overlay.
But very, very well done. See how they had the boxes on it? You'd think it was color, but there. Yep. See how they do it? You'd think that was a color television.
Now this one is color.
Yep. The Spectre. Very few uprights made. I think I have the only cabaret I've ever seen in my life. I have it in my collection. And a personal favorite, the Pepper game. I always wanted to know what happened to Pepper 1. And I never saw Pepper 3. Mappy's fun. Satan's Hollow with a red joystick. We sold one recently with a blue one, and people were freaking out. It's a tough.
6. Or at least.
Is that a dedicated? Dark, yes, Dark Legacy dedicated.
And then here's one that's weird.
The very unusual Xenophobe. The people always thought this game looked like E.T. No.
And here's a bunch of black and white stuff.
There's Subs. Do you know John, who has the time travel store? He had those new in the box. What an amazing story that was. Brand new in the box Subs. What a clever game for 2 people. Atari, innovative, incredible Atari. This just classic stuff that's still working. I sure hope he's got new power supplies in them. The power supply is your weak link. There's dry dock capacitors, they can burn the stuff up. You were telling me a story about that track and field. What was it?
It looked like they're converting it back. Look, it's original cabinet, but the artwork's not original, so it looks like they might have converted it back to track and field. Hypersports is original.
Yeah, that was a dedicated Hypersports. It was really neat. I had one pass through too, but nobody liked it. Is that dedicated?
No, it's just in a Dynamo style cabinet.
I'm writing another letter.
Here's one you never see.
Creator Raider, I threw one out. I hate to say it, I needed the monitor, but we're talking about throwing it out in 1986 when nobody wanted it. It didn't work either. Now, is that a Super Bug or Smokey Joe? That's the black and white. Yep, similar to Fire Chief, or, is it Fire Chief, Kurt?
Here's the champ.
Fire Truck. Yep, the two-wheel kit. Now, you know, Atari, I bought a dedicated Champion Sprint, but originally this system was going to be conversion. It was System 2, Paperboy is number 1, and Championship Sprint, you go out to the location, you take the control panel, the new overlay on the top, and the chips. And you converted your Paperboy over to a Champion Sprint. It did not take off. Nobody wanted to do it because Paperboy was still making money. Nice color overlay on that. It gives the illusion of color.
And then he's got some more mechanicals over here and the other side of them.
Is it loud in there?
Yeah, it sounds like it's loud.
It's loud in here. There's so many games with the track sounds on right now.
Sega Shark. I wonder if he has a Sega tranquilizer gun.
I don't think so. I love this airball.
Yeah, I got a beauty in my shop.
Miss Williams. That is so cool.
Here's that thing.
Missile.
Made by Sega. Blue Hill with a board issue. This is kind of a weird thing. Old mechanical and Speedway. I love this one.
Yeah, people want that game now.
That's just so neat. Motorcycle. That game hard. Remember, couldn't play that thing for more beans. Game was tough. Stunt Pilot. I think it's another Sega game. No, Allied Sea Hunt. Allied Sea Hunt. Wow. And we got another.
That's enormous.
And then we get into you got another joust over here. We get into some fighting games. Some of the classics.
Smash Television.
Giant X-Men.
Is that was that the big one, right? Is that the specialized cabinet? Was that the Sega cabinet that was so big? Yeah, the plastic
Man, that gets
cabinet.
loud. Getting so loud. Here's a row of some sit-downs. Pole position.
2. Pole position 2.
Crazy see. Sinistar. Red Baron. Love Red Baron.
Yeah, I think Snoopy did too.
What's that?
Snoopy liked the Red Baron also.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, little cockpit stun runner
Cockpit Star Wars.
with the big television.
and then a cockpit tail gunner 2, cockpit spy hunter, and then we even got the stand-in Discitron environmental. See?
Huh.
I'll step through it. Now we're into the universal and mixture stuff. It's a lot of games here, Todd. It's hard to film them all.
Yep. You're never going to cover them all. Certainly not in any depth.
I don't think you can play them all. You need a week at that place to play all these games.
Yeah, Kurt mentioned you need a week to play everything once.
It's like Disney World.
No, I'd say this is a pretty big arcade. Probably similar in size to the one up in New Hampshire, right? Dan's ignoring me now.
I love gyros. I was playing it earlier. Bootleg Crazy Con. This is a sort of a weird game.
Upscope. Now, Kurt mentioned that has an Omega computer in it, right, Kurt?
Yeah, or an Amiga.
Amiga, same thing. Look at that picture. Isn't that beautiful?
That's through the periscope, through the lens. Star Castle. There's some miscellaneous classics. I don't know. They were doing something with these. I forget why he said they were over here.
Dan, Kurt's making fun of me calling his stupid computer an Omega.
Two Dragon's Lairs.
Why not? And the Cobra Command.
And two dedicated space aces.
And it looks like you have, God, they have arch rivals next to all that. Beautiful blasteroids. A Popeye. I thought you had showed me last night that they had a Super Don Quixote.
He's got a Super Don Quixote on the other side.
Okay. Because I think our people would love to see that, especially if you could hit the start button on it.
Let's see. I think it was over here. Oh, Fix It Felix. With a monitor issue. Oh, here it is.
Can you ring up a credit on that, please?
It is so loud over here with the tracks.
No. Go back to Super Don. Dan.
What's that?
Dan, can you go back to Super Don Quixote, please?
Play it.
Yeah, can you just ring up a credit so people can hear it? I only saw one of these. It was in the showroom at downtown at Active Amusements.
I'm going to have to get the key here. You're going to have to hang on.
It's not on free play?
No, it's not on free play.
Those creeps.
Yeah, let me set the camera down. You can pause it.
Well, we don't have to pause it because, we can show you that we have a very active group here of people. Look, there's Kurt. Oh, Kurt. And
stupid monitors out of adjustment on this thing.
Yes, it's 12:27. This video is going on and on. Well, how long have we got? It's got 10 credits on it. Here we go. Now it's loading.
I'm not gonna be able to play it though because it's rolling.
Well, yeah, but we can still get the idea. Let's listen to the sound.
Great music, though. Really hard to hear with all these other games on.
No, that gives people an idea.
Is that rare?
You're so loud.
Oh, my
I
ear.
wasn't able to turn
The heck?
What on earth?
One
Uh-oh.
of the rooms could not find the power to these.
Okay, no, I thought we lost the sound.
They've got these huge transformers, and I don't know how to turn them on. But
You
they've
know,
got some cool games.
this-
Blaster, Duramold. This is a lot of Williams.
There's the
Robotron.
blaster, yeah. This guy's electric bill must be like almost $100 a month. That was mean. All right, there's Berserk and Frenzy. And right around the corner is the famous Scrambler.
I think that's basically it, Todd.
That's it? What kind of a tour was this? You promised me a 2-hour tour. According to my Skype call, it's only been a lousy, and I do mean lousy, hour and 34 minutes. I'm not happy.
Right?
But see, Kurt and my Frank, they're both dying to go out for tomato rice soup tonight. Up it only appropriate. We end. Oh, look, you brought us right back to the beginning, Dan. Now, Dan, can you please step into the picture? Let me step into the picture again, so we can see you with our opening. Oh, good. You're flipping it. Good. There we are, Dan. This was so much fun.
Thank you, Dan.
This was so much fun. And I think everybody is... This is going to make a really terrific video. I'm going to try to get this thing up uncut. I'm going to put the whole thing up just the way it is, Dan.
Oh, you got to cut.
Just in the beginning. I'm just going to trim the beginning out. This was so nice for you to share with us this wonderful tour. And, you know, over the Christmas holiday, I think a lot of people will be watching this video. And we really, really enjoyed it. And I'm going to turn my video back one so you can see my beautiful little puss. And there we are. So we really did enjoy it. We really did have a good time. And I'm hoping all you people... Now, look, I have up on the screen now all the information to get a hold of this place. And, Dan, do you think they're going to have videos and things of this once this gets going pretty good?
What do you mean?
Well, I know he has a website, but he's having tournaments, obviously. How long has it been open?
He had its first show last January.
So this place has literally only been open for about 10 months.
Yeah, it's new. So yeah, I mean, it's been a lot of work in progress. That's why you saw a lot of machines just everywhere and repair tags on everything. It's, you know, everybody's been really gearing up for this show to really make it better and get a lot more stuff up and running. You know, it takes a lot of work with this many machines.
Oh, an awful lot of work, and I know you spent hours there, and now you think you're going to stay over Christmas too?
Yeah, I think so. If he wants me here, I'm going to stay because I'm really dedicated to help him get as many machines up and running for his show.
Well,
So-
we'll have to make sure Santa makes a special trip, right, Kurt?
No,
Yeah.
It won't be me though. I'm going to be sleeping in on Christmas Day. Yes, I'll be sleeping in trying to.
Merry Christmas, Dan.
Yep, Merry Christmas, Dan. We really had a good time. And the Museum of Pinball, we are hoping this will be bigger than ever. What a treat. And have a happy New Year too, Dan.
You too, Todd. Thanks. This has been fun.
Thank you, sir. Good night. Wasn't that incredible, folks? What a great place. I hope you're going to go out there and have some fun. I'm hoping to get out there next time I'm in California to do a high-def tour. But thank you for Dan. We all need to say hats off to that man to take the time out from his busy day when we filmed that on December 23rd. In the meantime, I hear our music. Thanks for watching, folks. Now hit the road!